Hey critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Today, critics, we are going to review a recent video that was uploaded by blogger Tasha K addressing her decision to launch a GoFundMe. Now, something that apparently her fans has told her to do a long time ago. If you are new to this topic, blogger Tasha K was sued by reality TV star and rapper Cardi B. And Tasha unfortunately lost. And in March of 2025, the two reached a settlement requiring Tasha K to pay rapper Cardi nearly $3.9 million in connection with the defamation lawsuit in which Cardi accuses Tasha of spreading false claims about her involving drug use and personal conduct. Now, in an interview with the Morning Hustle, Tasha K did confirm that she was paying the $20,000 a month, but let's take a listen and sort of determine. I just want you to hear what she said from her own mouth, okay? Let's take a listen.
So let's talk about the big one as much as we can. I know you can't do much.
Yeah, I can't. I want to India. I'm trying to keep my payments low, bro. Like,
so how
20K a month.
I was gonna say, how do those payments look?
20K a month. That's just what it is.
So you're basically working.
No, I'm not basically working double. Nothing.
Nothing. You're just doing regular stuff.
That's bottom line. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not working to pay this, baby. Do I look like I'm struggling? I got a publicist here. I got a whole team of entourage that roll with me. No, we're good.
So that 20 doesn't affect you at all.
No, it does not. He's my CFO. He's partly my CFO. Does it affect me?
You ain't had to fix your chair when he said no, man.
You know, there was a lot of reports that came out that tried to say you had like $1,000 in your bank account.
It was true. I had $1,000 in that account.
Yeah.
I had in that account. They tried to hit. It was only $1,000 in there, but they didn't get it because they asked for the $4 million, and Chase wasn't finna let $4 million negative go. So they let me keep my $1,000, and I took the $1,000 out of the account and gave it away. I said, hey guys, tell me what your business plans are. I'm gonna first fruit this money of $1,000 to somebody that needs it. And I did. And the person who got it showed up at my show in Cleveland, Ohio to thank me. She was able to start her LLC and start her business with that $1,000.
But the case ended up helping you make more money.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we heard basically Tasha K talking about how she pays the $20,000 a month. I think some may have thought there was some arrogance in that statement, right? You know, being able to say, yeah, you know, I pay the $20,000 a month, but my lifestyle is not hurting at all. And I believe that's the part that Cardi B's team was listening to closely. I don't think it helped either that Tasha was also talking about the baby mamas surrounding Cardi's ex-boyfriend and baby daddy, Stefan Diggs, the past few months. And she talked about it, Stefan, without talking about Cardi, right? I don't think she had to even mention Cardi's name, but I think it was just agitating to Cardi, right? I also think that Cardi is not in a very happy place in her personal decisions, and that doesn't help things at all. I know she's on tour, and her tour is doing well, but based off of Cardi's complaints about like the cost, the rehearsals, being away from her family, she just don't sound like the tour is something that's a priority that she is loving. Yes, it's a priority, but it's not necessarily something that she's loving. But she has to do it, y'all, for the sake of her fans and finances, probably, right? On another note, though, Tasha was hosting her live show last night, and in the middle of promoting her birthday event in D.C., she started talking about how she should listen to her fans and start a GoFundMe, and also get like a Cash App, and how she's gonna be dropping the GoFundMe on her birthday. That's when she was gonna launch it. It's my understanding, though, that her birthday hasn't happened. So, but I can tell you right now that the GoFundMe is officially launched. Yeah, but within the last few hours, Tasha basically, she went live, or maybe she just uploaded a video and shared with us sort of her plan for the GoFundMe and where she's going to be going with it. So I'm going to go through this and listen. I haven't actually not listened to the full video yet, but I want us to review it together, and I'm going to share my commentary as we go. Fair warning, I do not have YouTube Premium, so if there's any commercials during this time, I will be sure to ad lib, okay? But let's go ahead and start us off. But this is kind of the beginning. I'm starting it at about 1:21. This is the beginning of Tasha K's video in which she's specifically addressing the GoFundMe haters.
You know what I love about a hater is that they hate me so much they send me right to the bank. Like, how could you hate? Like, Baller Alert, shout out to Baller Alert. They don't like me. And that blog is pro the other side. You know what I'm saying? That pro the other side, they are related and hang out with the management team. There's a whole divided line. There's the Rock Nation side, and there's us. The free thinkers, we do what the we want to do. We say what the we want to say. But then you got these other ones that want to control, every little thing, you know what I'm saying, and put propaganda in the face. But I'm just saying, it's neither here nor there. But the card I just pulled, and we just getting started. We just getting started because I'm finna spill some wine because there's a lot of people asking a lot of questions, and this live is finna give you the real, okay? Because I'm seeing the videos and I'm literally like laughing, shaking my head. Like, do you realize I have been in court for 9 years, bro? I started my YouTube channel in 2016. 2014. 2014, that's when I created it. 2016, I put up my video. So that's when it technically got done. between 2017 and 2018 is when I got sued. Okay? I did an interview. That sent an interview down the pipeline. Boom. Okay, 2022, verdict comes in. All right, great, no problem. Where do we make payments? Instead of payments being accepted, they're garnishing. They're trying to garnish, trying to freeze YouTube channels, trying to freeze Facebook accounts. So I'm doing what I did in the past. I'm like, well, the only thing that stopped this is a bankruptcy. So I go to file bankruptcy. Now, I spoke to a lot of bankruptcy attorneys who told me this was impossible to do. They said, especially in Georgia, since the verdict came down in Georgia, judges talk. One judge may not grant it, and you may end up spending upwards of $50,000 to $100,000, which we spent to get a bankruptcy like this approved. It is.
So we just heard Tasha K sort of like give us the rundown of like the beginning of her channel, when the verdict, when the lawsuit happened, sort of like letting us know the timeline of everything and how it kind of boiled down. She was very young in her YouTube channel life when she got sued. Actually, she was 1 or 2. She wasn't very young. She wasn't very old in the YouTube streets when she actually got sued. And she's been in the game for, she says, I believe 10 years. Shout out to anybody who's been in the game for at least 10 years. Come on now. Like, that's a long time. Okay. But I also wanted to just say that one of the things that I did not realize was that the bankruptcy was something that truly did interrupt everything, right? So it sounds like they were trying to garnish her wages. Like they was trying to do all of the things that you do. But unfortunately, because she was able to find a way in order to get the bankruptcy filed, that truly stopped everything. So let's keep going and let her continue on with her story.
An uphill battle. It's like pulling teeth, grinding. You just don't know the ins and outs of this, right? And Chapter 11 is a restructure to be able to pay your creditors so they don't seize assets and garnish, okay? If they seize assets and garnish, guess what? I'm out of business. I'm out of business. Now, I can start another business, but that business is out of business, okay? So, I choose to go to the bankruptcy route. Now, doing that was not easy. I had to look for the bankruptcy attorney that was professional, wasn't messy, didn't like to go back and forth, wasn't a clout chaser, truly wanted to help people, right? My bankruptcy attorney is not argumentative. He's always happy. When you walk into his office, shout out to Chad Van Horn in the Southern District of Florida and Fort Lauderdale. But when you walk into his office, it's pleasant. They got candy treats. They got emotional support dogs. There's lots of sunlight coming in there. You're on the beach, and it's like, oh, well, just anytime you trying to feel, you feeling stressed, they make sure they transmute that stress to let you know at the end of the day, it's just numbers and we're going to fight for you. You just make sure you stay happy and go make money.
So the lawyer that she's referring to, Mr. Van Horn, is also the lawyer that is on her channel consistently. So she has a lawyer that promotes himself on her channel, and he is the lawyer that promotes himself on the channel. I also wanted to tell you that if you are looking to know what happened blow by blow in terms of Tasha K and the Cardi B court case, The lead attorney was the one who I watched during that trial, and that really did bring me up to speed to everything that was going on in terms of Tasha K, because I didn't know who she was, if I'm being transparent, until this actually came out, and then he was actually covering the story. And then from that moment, that's when I started being like, oh, okay, like, okay, Tasha K. And so from then, that's when I started to really like pick up on a lot of the interviews that she was doing, right? And all of the things. But lead attorney has a blow by blow on his YouTube channel regarding the case. He was one of the only YouTubers that was actually at the Tasha K trial. And she has so many followers that I was just kind of, or subscribers, excuse me, I was a little surprised that he was the only person. But now looking back, I don't remember how many subscribers she had when he was covering the story, when it first happened back then. So that could have also been a factor in it as well. So let's keep going.
Go make money. Okay, cool. My bankruptcy attorney told me, he said, from the looks of this, I think I can make a deal for around 1.5 million. He brought it down to 1.2 million based off of my income. So I am to pay $1.2 million over 5 years. Okay? Over 5 years to my creditors, all my creditors, okay? It's IRS, car, we paid that off, credit cards, medical bills, and then of course my judgment. All right, all of this is to be paid over 5 years, a total of 1.2 million.
So you got to be making some money to be able to shell out $1.2 million a year and then still be okay in a sense, right? And I know that she referred to in that interview that the $20,000 a month was not a problem. But if your lifestyle doesn't have to change in general, and this is what's going on, I think this is what people are looking at. They're looking like, oh, no, you on vacation? Oh, you supposed to, because right now, if you listen to this interview, she said, oh, I'm supposed to be out at the island. But instead, she is inside talking to her fans because she's a little bit under the weather. So it just kind of gives the impression that, again, everything that she's saying is true. Her lifestyle ain't changed, child. She still got it. She can still do it. It's not like it was at the beginning when it was like, I ain't got it. Because there was a point in time where on her channel, she was consistently talking about how she ain't got it. I think she had made some shirts talking about she ain't got it. She was banking off of that as well. But now there's been a little bit of a turnaround because she's had the bankruptcy. So, but as a result of that, though, $1.2 million per year over a 5-year period of time, that's a lot, y'all. That's still a lot of money.
The legal fees that I was ordered to pay on behalf of the creditor was 1.2 million. All I'm saying is, this was the deal that was made. This was the deal that everybody accepted. All my creditors voted on the plan. Boom, I'm confirmed. Go make money. Abide by this NDA. We're good. Okay, no problem. All right. So I'm doing my news. Now, I am probably one of the top, if not the top, entertainment news bloggers globally, especially in the urban space, okay? And we're crossing over mainstream, which means white viewers are coming in. When you're considered mainstream, that means white folks is watching your right? So we're doing our thing, and I got to do my news. I got to do my news. Like, as long as I abide by and, whatever goes down, and if anything they feel is like out of pocket, they can flag, we'll take it down. No problem, okay? But I still got to do my news. I got employees to pay. We got to scale. We got to really get.
So now we're listening to her talk about basically the details of everything and how she's not the only person that's involved in this game, right? She also has employers that she has to pay. She has a whole team of people. There was a team with her when she actually did the interview at the radio station as well with L'Oreal at the station that she works at, that we heard that clip here a little bit earlier. But she has a lot of people that's basically riding and relying on her. So therefore, this is another level of a business, and therefore she's treating it this way.
Hold on for a second. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on.
She got us holding on for a little bit, but she's going to come back in a minute.
My husband's trying to call. Give me a second.
Again, she's on vacation, but she's taking a minute to just kind of come in and talk about her case and what's going on and why she's officially launching this GoFundMe, which is as a result of what she says her fans told her to launch. So let's keep moving.
to me 20 years and he don't know my social security number. I said, my social security number is public to the public. What the hell? But I know he is. He don't know much about what's yours. And I'm like, didn't you just file the taxes? What the hell? Anyway, men. Anyway, I got the type of man, he be like, when I go to the doctor, he be like, what they say about us? Us? You didn't go. You didn't get no blood work done. I don't know what they say about your prostate. I know what they say about my coochie down here, but I don't know nothing about what you got going on in the balls, sir. Okay.
Side note though, we've seen, according to history, we've seen so many men who have been the individuals who are over the finances, you know, the ones who was running the business, the ones who was running that side of things. And sometimes the woman is not aware of what's going on. So ladies, just make sure that if you do have a partnership like that, where your man is running the business, that you also know essentially what is going on.
You got to go get that checked yourself because I don't have balls, so I don't know what they said. I didn't get tested for that. Anyway, back on track. So what I was saying, oh, see how I get sidetracked real easy, especially when I have momentum. Okay, cool. So I got to do my news, right? And there's probably going to be some things that, you know, the creditors don't like. Cool, just tell us to take it down. We take it down. But, you know, Super Bowl was a big story. And if I didn't break it, somebody else was going to break the
And now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. This is where I really think it irritated Cardi B, because again, you know, the commentary and everything around the Super Bowl, Stephon Diggs, him being in the Super Bowl, well, he ain't a part of the team no more, but him being in the Super Bowl, a part of a team that has consistently won in the Super Bowl, having 3, 4, 5, 6 baby mamas, you know, having 5 babies in 1 year. I mean, is that a record? Is that a Guinness Book of World Records to have that many babies in 1 year? I don't know. Let me get to this.
It was either me, and I was given the picture. I like, that is my cousin. Pre is my cousin. I cannot help that. I don't talk to that lady. We do not get, it's not that we don't get along. We just don't talk. She got a baby with my cousin. My cousin saying, hey man, he asking me to back up off her. I'm like, dude, she's on the Super Bowl field. What do you expect?
So Pre is a friend of Stephon Diggs, and Pre was actually on one of the ladies that was on the field that was actually supporting Stephon Diggs. So again, you see how close this hits home to Cardi B, because if Stephon Diggs is her baby daddy, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know it's all coming together, I'm sure. But I didn't realize that Pre was also related to Tasha K. So that's a little bit. Let's keep going.
You know, so we're doing our thing. Then we get, you know, the headlines. Oh, creditors are trying to drag Tasha K back into court, demanding all sorts of documents. I looked at the folder too. It's probably like over 400 documents. I'm like, really? All right, cool. We transparent. We ain't got nothing to hide. We uploading as we speak. So now what we gonna do is we just gonna keep them folders on standby in case they ask for stuff. So the same folders that they sent over for like this Rule 2004 to examine our finances, what we make, how it's coming in, where the money is going, all of that. We just gonna keep the folders alive, and every time we do something or scale something or something new comes in, we just gonna slide it to the folder. So in case they ask for it, boom, we just send it over one file. Okay? That way we ain't spending our weekend trying to gather this, right? So we did that. So now I'm like, you know, even though like I have a contract worked out with my bankruptcy attorney, that helps a lot because it lowers my legal fees. That's a bonus for me. Bringing in customers for him lowers my legal fees. Why would I not do a deal like that?
Which makes sense. So I told you about the lawyer that's actually on her channel when she's doing her YouTube videos. It sounds like that is a help for her, and there is a benefit to that because it reduces her costs.
Just go out and make money. All right. Now, as far as our payments are being made on time to every single creditor, the IRS, credit cards, medical bills, everybody's getting paid on time. Nobody has had a late payment or a missed payment. Nobody is struggling to make any payments, okay? But the payments are based on what your net profits are, what your disposable income is, okay? So
basically, Tasha making money. She's saying it without saying it, but basically these payments are based off of her income. And so at the end of the day, she is able to afford this, not only afford to pay them, but also her lifestyle that she got going on too.
Payments are being made. Matter of fact, payments went up this year because it's staggered to go up from I think like last year I paid like 15, 16,000. This year I'm paying 20,000. So
That's not helping your case, Tasha. It's only further letting us know that you're making enough money that even if it goes up, baby, you can still afford it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you're talking a little much here. You're talking, what did the NDA say? What did the NDA say?
every year it goes up. I think year 5 is like 30,000 or whatnot, right? So we're good. And then, if here's the plan that I had. I got a different plan now. Here's the plan that I had, okay? Says I'm not going to be able to operate without them trying to garnish the YouTube, garnish this, garnish that, and in order to silence me from reporting on stories. Because if you garnish me, how do you get paid?
No, I think what she meant to say was in order to allow her to be able to say whatever she wants to say on all of the stories. I think that's what she meant to say.
So I get it. People are upset at the way I report things, and they feel like they God in certain situations. There's only one God, and that God has always said when we're given permission to be here, when it's time to go, He is the start, He is the finisher. Nobody gets to play Him. It doesn't matter how much money you got, what type of lawyers you got. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You are not God, bro. People live by a God complex. They are not God. So
That's what
the plan is I pay the 1.2, 5 years. If I come into more money, it gets extracted. It's like child support, right? So during the first 5 years, if I make more money, then more money goes towards the plan. That's fair. That's what it's supposed to be, to help get it all handled, right? But we got to keep legal fees down. We got to keep time down. But, when you're dealing with people that are that just have a motive, that feel like they're God, this is what happens. So distractions come in, and it's meant to distract me so I don't continue to do what I do so greatly, because I'm great at what I do.
What really happens?
So recently, when it was basically said that Cardi B came back in to say, hey, look, it sounds like you're making money, so I basically want to have you tell me what's going on with your bank account, what's going on with your taxes. I want to see everything. That's basically what the latest report is, in which Cardi B rightfully wanted to know, hey, what's going on? Because you sound like you're around here bragging about what's going on with your life. But let me see them tax returns. Are you making more? But according to Tasha K, if she does make more, if anything changes financially, so does her payments. That also changes as well, which is probably one of the reasons why she's ready to go ahead and get this together. And she maybe launched this GoFundMe. Again, she said the GoFundMe was as a result of her fans telling her to launch it. Now, I'll tell you what I think about the GoFundMe here in a minute.
And so, God has been good to me, and He's going to continue to be good to me. Now, after 5 years, let's just say we paid 2 in the first five years, right? But we got, let's say, 1.5 million left over. I'm going to file another bankruptcy. To pay that 1.5. That way, there's no garnishments, there's no asset seizures, there's no writs of judgments, whatever. You can't come take nothing. Taxes are controlled, everything, right? That was the plan. The plan was to extract as much money as I could, leverage my platform to start businesses, as I've always done, okay? And make as much money as I can to pay all my creditors. Because without the major creditor, I don't have no creditors like that, okay? Period. So this is 9 years. Now, this is my case. I'm talking about my case. So, after yesterday, when I saw Pinky and Black Smoke file for bankruptcy, my team was like, this would be great for you to speak on. I said, no problem. I called up a colleague of mine, and I asked the colleague, I said, man, I'm looking at how Pinky Cole went about raising money for these businesses that still fail. She raised like $25 million. I'm like, people like really doing this shit? And I was just like, I don't believe in doing that. I've worked since I used to sell beer cans, bro. Like, everything. I was the candy lady in school. I sold the juleps. I sold the chips. I've worked my entire life. I've always made sure I was in a position to be able to give. And if somebody gets something from me, they get something in return. You know what I'm saying? I give them something in return. Like, it's vice versa. I don't believe in GoFundMes and stuff like that, right? But then I had an epiphany the other night. I said, man, listen, why am I so prideful? Like, I'm doing everything right by the book. Making my payments on time, abiding if they feel like anything is crossing the line, they take it down, no problem. Doing my news. Why am I being so prideful? The winos have been begging me since the verdict came in. Tasha, give us a GoFundMe. Let us support you. And I was like, no, man, like y'all ain't supporting no rich people. Y'all ain't doing that. Like, for real, I despise that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm in 2026. This was 2022. I'm in 2026. And I'm like, we still going down this rabbit hole? We still going down this rabbit hole? So I'm like, you know what? I have one card that I can pull. One card. One card. And I said, and as soon as I figure out what God wants to fix in me, soon as I figure that out, I am going to pull that card. And he gave it to me. And last Sunday, I said, I have got to fix what is wrong with me. Why do I make it my business to take something that's business and make it personal? That's where my brand always takes a hit. I am very, very aware because I could be a nasty, I will lay your whole life out before you and let you look at yourself in the mirror if you with me. But it's not me to be vengeful. And there's a whole story behind that. I put it on my YouTube channel. It's called Transparency Moment. Last Sunday, we was in the paint. Me laying all my out, my own business, as I always do. That's why these winos ride so heavy for me, because I don't be playing in their face, and I'm not fake with them. I am very real about myself, the things that I go through, the interactions, my good, my bad, my indifferent, my ego, my pride, my humility, my vulnerability. I am all the way transparent. I don't have anything. To me, I didn't have no pride. But when I thought about that, I said, me not releasing that one weapon I got is prideful.
Can I say this too? Because I also believe that there's something else in this. I don't think it's just like, yeah, she wants to pay it off, all of the things, she's using the GoFundMe. She saw Pinky Cole. I think that that's a part of it. But can I say this side note? And this is something that I'm like, for real, coming out the side of my neck. I already told y'all how I feel about stuff coming out the side of your neck. You don't necessarily know. But I know that Tasha K sees the shakeup in network television and radio. TVs have canceled shows like, Kelly Clarkson, Sherry Shepherd. They're going to need to fill those in with somebody. The View is switching things up. They just brought back, who is it? Elizabeth, that girl Elizabeth Hazel, whatever her name is, Whoopi been in and out of the chair as well. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because of the Epstein stuff. Her name. She only, it's only like 2 black people that showed up. And I think Whoopi was one of them people. And Whoopi was like, it wasn't like that. Da, 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 da. Okay, I don't know the details, but yes. Jennifer Hudson, Tamara Hall, they still going strong. But even CBS, they lost Anderson Cooper. And they, they're reportedly eyeing Seth Rogen for the job. And he's a podcaster. Seth, did y'all know Seth is, I think he's almost 60. I did not know that. I thought he was a little bit younger than that. And he's one of the biggest podcasters out there, and and I know folks, what happens when the White House leadership changes. A lot of the times the layout of media does as well. Right. And I feel like, the attitude that Seth has is really more of that conservative mentality. He may have had a couple of like riffs with them, but it still fits well with that mainstream media right now. Kelly Ripa, they say she's hinting at leaving, although rumors are said that she's just looking for some attention or something like that. Her and her husband does the show as well that her and Regis used to do back in the day. Radio was just shaking up. And Tasha K actually talked about that on her channel, specifically The Breakfast Club, and how they sold. I don't think she said it like that, but sold their radio stuff to Netflix and thinking that folks was gonna go over to Netflix to watch them, and now they don't have the same interaction. Even Just Hilarious shared that she thinks that it was a big mistake for them to transition that over. But just side note, you've been on the internet, so you ain't got nothing to worry about. No matter what happens, I believe with the show, I don't think you have nothing to worry about because you've been out here in these internet streets doing your thing. So no, don't let them people talk you out nan spot. Whatever it is, the internet, the radio, don't let them talk you out your spot. The Today Show is concerned with ratings. Now that Savannah Guthrie is in limbo with her missing mom, right? Morning shows, they say, need consistency. So a lot of the times the fans who watch the morning shows, when a person is typically there and they're not, that's a problem. And they might see a decrease in ratings. You know, that ratings might drop. Gayle King just signed back on with CBS. But that was a shakeup as well, right? We didn't know what was going to happen with that. Folks were saying stuff beforehand, and they had more of a shakeup at the production level, like that executive producer level and whatnot. They ended up getting somebody else. There was a black lady who was over it before. Now they got somebody else who's more of a conservative person. Stop playing with me, okay? Rachel Maddow, she's good on her network, right? But she's been avoiding some things as well, they say, including talking to Don Lemon. So there's been so many shakeups, and I'm wondering, this is a wonder only. I'm wondering if low-key Tasha K is like, listen, I need to make sure that I am also that person that they talk about in these rooms, and I don't need to look like I'm a risk because I have this financial burden over my head. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. But that's kind of what came to mind.
That's your pride, Tasha. That's your ego. Who are you to block your blessings? These people are trying to bless you for whatever reason. I'm not making nobody do nothing for me. I'm not making nobody donate to nothing. Everybody has the right to scroll past. But to those of y'all that are clocking my pockets, whether you're clocking my pockets or not, it's still my right to pull my card when I want to pull my card. No different than when somebody is going homeless and has to beg out on the side of the street. I am not too prideful to go clock in at a Waffle House, go beg on the side of the street. But fortunately, my God says I don't have to do that. He's laid out the table before me. And all I have to do is eat from the table and be grateful.
No, I mean, the truth
and make
is
sure that
what could have happened was other videos could have been removed, and then we wouldn't have been in this situation where we're going to these lengths in order to continuously be called out, because that's what happened. Cardi basically came back in to be like, hey, I want to see what your tax returns is looking like. So basically, Tasha always has an interruption in her stuff, and she has to do entertainment news. So again, I won't overly harp on it, but had videos been taken down at the beginning, nobody would ever went to court. We wouldn't be in this $4 million situation.
Share that table. So I have been given a gift from my God at a very early age.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm not a fan. Like, I get it, God, but I don't know if this is the right time to be like, okay, God, but let me not try to tell people about their spiritual life. It just seems a little like forced right now instead of it being natural.
God himself, the God that made us all. The gift of selling. I can sell soda cans. I can sell water bottles on the side of the street. I can sell candy. I can sell Girl Scout cookies. I can sell frozen julep cups. I can sell popsicles. I can sell chips. I can sell Easter egg. I can sell Easter candy in Christmas time, during Christmas time, even though it may be turning moldy. Bitch, I can sell popcorn that's stale, even though it looks good in that can. I know how to sell. I started selling when I was 18 years old. I got my first job with AT&T. I'm talking about like real selling, like seeing real money. Before it was like serving, Dairy Queen, Sonic, you know what I'm saying? Where else did I work? Selling lemonade. Just odd. I'm always trying to think of a business plan or some. That's the gift that I got. Then I have the gift of persuasive talking, where I can persuade you into doing what I want you to do, but I don't misuse that. That is where you get the mega churches and misusing that. So So I said at 18, when I started making more money than my mama, she was an E4 in the military. E4 in the military, okay? When I started making, hold on for a second. When I started making more money than my mama, she was an E4 in the military, and I was making $700-800 a week with AT&T. And my mama sabotaged my job, wouldn't take me to work, because how does my 18-year-old daughter make more money than me? That crushed me. That fucking crushed me. I was up.
Now, I have to admit to you, I am not a fan of specifically the GoFundMe for the particular situation, just because I don't think it's the responsibility of the audience or your fans. But if your fans are saying, hey, get a GoFundMe, all of the things, then they know the situation. It's not like the GoFundMe is going up and they don't know what the exact situation is. She's not trying to, in my opinion, BS you about the reason. As a matter of fact, her GoFundMe is officially up, and this is what it says. It says, winos, for years, many of you have asked me to start a fundraiser to help me pay off the judgment against me. I always refused, but because I believed it was my personal responsibility to handle it on my own. But after many conversations with you all, I'm finally listening. This fundraiser is being created for one purpose only, to pay down the judgment debt so I can close this chapter and move forward without constant legal distractions. I am currently making my court-ordered payments of $20,000 per month from my own income, and I will continue to make those payments regardless of what is raised here from my own income. Meaning, I will personally contribute my own funds to pay this down faster. Every dollar raised through this GoFundMe will go strictly toward reducing the judgment balance. Many people don't see what happens behind the scenes. Even while making my payments, creditors can still bring me back to court for examinations and filings. Each appearance costs time, energy, and legal fees. It keeps me tied up in a system that never seems to end. She has already raised $4,100 as of the recording of this video. Let's keep going with the interview.
I had bad credit because of her. Couldn't get no goddamn car. Had all this money, but couldn't do. But it's all good. I'm up now. So I said, you know what? Since people want to be petty and keep dragging me into court, claiming they're going to take my house, my kids ain't going to go to school, none of this shit, bro. Like, I have never, in the time that I have been in court, I have never uttered those words about anybody. Your kids ain't going to go to college. I'm going to take your house. I'm going to take your husband. I have never that type of shit because it's not in me. Yeah, I may tell your business, but I don't wish no bad against nobody.
So what Tasha is basically saying is, like, we don't get to see what happens, obviously, behind the scenes. And it sounds like behind the scenes, she's got not only some threats, a lot of threats, and threats that really is not just towards her, but it also affects her life, her family, and all of the things. And so that's why she's sounding like she really wants to close and wrap this chapter up in her life so that she can get the funds needed so she can put it towards her judgment and be out of this mess.
I don't wish to see nobody kids without. I don't wish to see nobody homeless. I don't wish that. That's not the type of person I am. And that doesn't make me a better person or make me feel good that my neighbor is going through that. But this is what's been wished upon me. This is what has been told they're going to intentionally do to me. And I said, not today you won't. Not today. And that's why I took my ass down to the bankruptcy court to let them protect me. My black, loud, aggressive ass. And they did. And did.
So that's Tasha K basically confirming that the bankruptcy, again, it does protect her. It does allow her to basically live life, but then on top of that, pay off her judgment as well. And there's been some comments under her video that really have been supportive of Tasha, but also critical as well. Somebody said, because of you, Tasha, I'm coming back to YouTube and I'm more than ready. I'm a Tasha K supporter. So if you are okay with that, then I'll see you soon. Come join me. Says, girl, you got me wanting to come to the party. Okay. Somebody else said, I enjoy your videos, Tasha. No explanation needed. Move in silence, prayer, and stay focused. Our God will see you through this. Believe. But if they hate you, why do they listen? Make it make sense, haters. That's what it says. Like you said, Tasha, watch God work. Don't use your energy for anything other than joy. Birthday season, Tasha. Someone else said that they already donated $5. Who else is passing the tithes plate around? Somebody else said you don't owe any explanation. That's a different person from the other individual that I read earlier. Somebody said, amen, we're going to get this cleared ASAP. Somebody else said, I'm not even going to listen to this, but asking for money while earning money and living a comfy life is insane. Her audience didn't get her sued for talking reckless. Whoever has extra money laying around for her deserves to be broke and probably will be sooner or later. So overall, I will say that she has mainly positive things underneath the comments of the video. I'll do a little bit more. We're probably going to do a little bit more here and then I'll wrap this up. But overall, yeah, this is Tasha K giving us the explanation of why she determined that finally she's going to have a GoFundMe. I am not a fan of the GoFundMe, but again, she says it wasn't her idea. It was her fans who said, hey, do a GoFundMe. I'll support you. And many of the fans, they've already given, it looks like about at least $4,100 as of the recording of this video. I'm okay with the Cash App as well. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But I will admit to you that it's not like it's just the GoFundMe. And it was the reason behind the judgment is the only reason why I'm kind of like, I don't know if I would have done a GoFundMe. But again, if your fan's telling you to do it, just do it now. Wrong person. I shouldn't have said that.
We are happily making payments, no problem. Everybody getting paid. We ain't have to lay off our workforce, even though everybody is laying off. Tasha K is not laying off. We are expanding. And with that expansion comes more money. With more money comes bigger payments, and the judgment is paid off. But that's not enough. It's never enough. So I did some praying all week with my grandmother, my mother-in-law. The two women, these women, they pray for me every day. They say, Tasha, we gonna pray, you go work. We got it here. All of this is confusion. The devil lives in confusion. Whenever people are trying to confuse you and keep you in a circle, keep you running back to old shit, that is the devil. That is the demon. You keep your eyes on the prize. You got all these motherfuckers down here depending on you. You stay focused. Let us pray.
Who's doing the beep? She said MF. Y'all was supposed to beep that.
That's what they told me. And that's what the I did. And that's why we out here winning, and we're going to continue to win. But since everybody want to play and keep me confused with all these documents, paperwork, going back to court, all
So basically what Tasha K is doing is she's giving us the rundown of this must not have been the first time that she got a little shakedown from somebody in regards to the cases, and she's tired of it. And she knows that paying off this judgment will help her to be able to concentrate and focus in on just the work.
I pulled my card. I pulled my card. And I'm giving myself 1 year. 1 year. I don't give a fuck if I gotta sell Girl Scout cookies, bitch, ice cream, popcorn, wristbands. People that want to pure donate, we got the Cash App up now. We got the Venmo up now. Since motherfuckers want to keep me tied up in the court, guess what? I'm going to pull the one card that my viewers asked me to do. Just so I can focus and make content for them. Because you too busy focus the fuck on me. Everybody blocked everywhere. You mad. So yeah, I put up the GoFundMe and will. And my whole team said, what the took you so long, Tasha? I admired your tenaciousness and tenacity or whatever the word is. But what took you so long? Pride.
And I will say, watching some of the episodes that I've seen of Tasha K, I was a little surprised that she didn't specifically have her Cash App up. I know a lot of influencers or YouTubers or folks who do things on YouTube, they specifically will have like their Cash App as their name, or it'll have their name and then the Cash App information like right under it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so people will know how to be able to like give to them. So I'm honestly surprised that the Cash App is just now being coming to fruition. I thought that would have been something that she would have already had. So
Pride, ego, didn't think the party deserved it. But it ain't even about me at this point, because that money come and go. This is unlocking something in me that is really going to transcend and transform everything about my platform. And just like I'm raising money so that I can stay focused, I'm going to use this same tactic. I promise you, with everything in me, bro. With everything in me. I'm only 44 years old. I got a long time. I promise you, let me get this right. Let me get this right. I'm going to use the same tactic. I'm going to be paying y'all bills. I'm gonna be paying y'all rent, the same shit I've been doing. We just sent a rent check out today to a wino who was getting evicted. I don't talk about that shit. And Amanda Seals, let me tell you something. I want you to clip this. I really do. I really want you to clip this. For real. I called Amanda Seals to my platform. I ain't said shit about her. But I heard she was over there talking behind my back after me and my team supported that angry ass Black woman.
ooh, Tasha.
We took care of all the accommodations, whatever we had to take care of to make her. She could have said, no, she didn't want to sit down with me. She gonna act like, oh, I didn't know you said all this about me. Amanda, are you crazy? Are you serious? Everything that everybody has ever told me about you, I put that behind. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get to know Amanda. I don't think she's really like this until, guess what? I sat down with her and then watched how she moved behind the scenes. This is what makes me go head to head with motherfuckers. But I say this to say, because when I went to her event, the same day I interviewed Milagro and we helped her raise money and shit like that. Thank you for that. Thank you, Winos, for that. Okay? Helping Milagro out. She's good. She's good.
And y'all, of course, know that Milagro was the one who was sued by Meg the Stallion. And of course, Meg the Stallion ended up winning that judgment as well. And there was it wasn't that much. I think it was like $50,000, $70,000. It wasn't that much that Milagro ended up having. Well, to some people, maybe that is a lot, but especially in comparison to the $3.9 million or rounded up to $4 million that Tasha K got to pay, that actually was not much at all. So let's keep it going.
The same day when I'm done interviewing her, normally we charge people $10,000 to, you know what I'm saying, promote your book or whatever you got going on. I'm taking a picture with the book. All this just because I wanted to get to know Amanda. Amanda did some that I fucked with on internet when she was debating people about politics. I was like, oh yeah, that really, but all the other bullshit she got going on, you can't see that. So I want people to see that. They said that was the best interview Amanda has done in a long time. In a long time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it out on YouTube so y'all can fucking see it. So I said, Amanda, when I'm done doing my interviews, I don't know what time, I'm going to try to make it down there to your book signing.
While you're putting out interviews, can you also put the Michelle ATLE one out as well? Okay, I'm just gonna keep going.
And when I get down there, like, we good. I just want to go down there and support. So we go down there, we buy like 6 or 7 books. We buy the autograph with the books. I put it on my tab. My team got in line. And then her security guard had brought one of my team members to the front. And she was like, I'm not signing your book. You skipped the line. And she's like, I didn't skip the line. Your security guard brought me up here. My fans are here. And it was like, okay. So she went to the back and my team member was like, oh my God. I was like, don't worry about it, y'all. Just wait till everybody gone. So we get up there. We getting the book signed, the fan signed. She gonna ask me, tell my Tasha, they say you don't help the Black community. They say you don't do shit for the Black community. Now, mind you, I'm standing here in front of a Black woman. I'm tired as I did 9 interviews in 2 days. Rushed out here to support a Black woman that is educating the Black community. I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? I said, I don't advertise what I do for the Black community out. We need to start doing that. See, that's the problem. We need to start telling what it is that we do. For what? Why do I want to embarrass people that are asking me through the DM or asking me in my emails to help them? Why would I want to embarrass them like that? Do you know how much courage it takes and humility it takes for somebody to reach out to me to say, Tasha, I'm getting evicted. Can you help me, Tasha? I ain't got no food for my kids right now. Can you help me, Tasha? Why the would I want to broadcast that?
I am going to make a side note. Shout out to the people, though, who give and they give from their heart, and they don't give in order to be seen. They give really because they don't want nobody to know, right? It's more of like, hey, here's whatever it is that you need. You ain't got to tell nobody I gave it to you. But there's something about that versus the people who want to be seen. You out there recording the homeless people when you giving them food. You know, like that's not the most ethical way to do something like that when you're giving back. But
why the would Kevin Hart be in his car riding downtown Skid Row and halfway roll down his window and flash cash in front of homeless people and put them on camera and say, look at my short ass, look at my short insecure ass. You see what I'm giving away? But then wouldn't even touch their hand, slid them money through the crack of the window because he couldn't stand to be in their presence. These people do to play with y'all. I ain't never want to use my platform to beg for nothing. But because motherfuckers want to play with me and play God, watch me use God to clear this up. And then when I do, guess what? My freedom of speech is restored. No NDA, no nothing. Then what's up? What's up?
then I think it's actually going to be better for you because you can live the freedom that you want to live. Because I can sense it in your voice, and when you got closer to like this part of the interview, that it's a lot for you to be in that $4 million debt. And I know that it sounds like, again, yes, you got people that's in your court, you got folks that's praying for you and all of the things. And so hopefully this GoFundMe and your fans will come through in order to help you get out of debt. And it sounds like you're giving yourself, Tasha K sounds like she's giving herself a year. Now, I've had a chance to, of course, read to y'all what it says on her GoFundMe. So if you are interested in giving back to it, you're more than welcome to go and check it out. It's launched right now. She's not waiting, it looks like, until her birthday. But again, I'm not going to back down from the fact that I feel like there's another underlying thing that's going on with this. Of course, nobody wants to go to court. Nobody wants to continue to be drugged back into court. But I also think that Tasha K sees the shakeup in these network televisions and radio. It's my understanding that she was also potentially even asked to be a part of the Breakfast Club before they even got somebody else to be on there to replace Angela Yee. It's my understanding that she may have even been asked or may have been, come on now, something related to television. I don't know. That's alleged. Do I need to say alleged over here? I probably do. Even my name is alleged. Okay, y'all. But yeah, with that being said, I think that there's an underlying something else that's going on here. But of course, it sounds to me like as a result of some of the interviews and some of the ways that Tasha speaks in the interviews, as if child ain't nothing to worry about, whatever. And I feel like when you owe somebody some money, they looking like, oh, you ain't got a problem? Well, then why all my money ain't here then? I'm not telling you it's right, but I'm telling you what it is, okay? But yeah, there's probably definitely more to come when it comes to this. We can watch the GoFundMe to see if within a year, if Tasha K is going to be able to pay overall this judgment off. So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in here to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. For access to the full YouTube episode of any of our episodes, actually check out our YouTube channel. And of course, last month we actually hosted Blogmas, y'all, in honor of Black History Month, and we released a video every day in the month of February, so check that out on the channel as well. Also, be sure to subscribe to our backup channel, Hey Critics, also linked in the show notes. And again, thanks for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.